I've been playing Ashes of Creation for a couple of days now in the early access. And there's like a number of things that I've noticed. So I think what would be fun to do is have some kind of like a community, talk to chat about this and kind of brainstorm some ideas for different things that we can give feedback on so far. Like the day one experience, the 2 days of having played the game, what that experience has been like. You know, some pain points, maybe some things that are, maybe they're good, but they could be better, and kind of try and deliver that feedback to the team, to Steven, and see maybe what they think about it. I think that a lot of the stuff that we come up with, more than likely, it's stuff that they've talked about. Maybe they've already thought about it. Maybe there's some stuff that they haven't thought about at all. Or maybe there's something that, you know, when we give feedback on it, like, well, we didn't think of it that way. So it's just nice to kind of have those kinds of discussions. I mean, one of those things is player collision. The idea was it's for PvP sieges to have a front line of tanks. I feel like it makes the game feel unnecessarily janky. Now, maybe in PvP, it's not that bad because it adds like an extra layer to like tactics, but I feel like in the city hubs, there should not be player collision. I think in like in the starting zone, because I remember like, dude, in the starting zone even yesterday, I was like, I kept looking at my keyboard like I was doing something wrong, and I realized, oh, there's collision, which I had actually forgotten about. I don't know if there was collision before. Maybe it's on a PvP toggle. That's another thing. Maybe they turn on collision whenever your PvP flag is on. That might be even the best way to do it. In cities, maybe it should be something that's tied to a PvP flag. Like there's also a player collision flag in the code that gets turned on whenever your PvP flag gets turned on. What happens when only one party is flagged for PvP? Ooh, good question. What if you have two groups and only one's flagged for PvP? Well, if only one's flagged for PvP, it doesn't matter. Maybe I don't understand enough about the game yet because I haven't played it at the high level. But if you're not flagged for PvP, then they can't attack you if you're not flagged, right? You can't, they'll just go corrupt. Then how come I was accidentally attacking people? But it wasn't until they were, I mean, they were flagged before I attacked them. Oh, maybe they flagged and then my jest became, there's like jest and wit, like the quick wit ability where it's like holy shock, where if you hit an enemy, it does damage. If you hit a friendly, it heals. And because they were flagged, it did damage. I think that's what happened. Active block should be fun when you have some block window with a trade-off for good timing. When it's just a hold hotkey to waste stamina and block, it's bad design. There is something there, and it's that you don't use that much stamina. Like you use less stamina by holding it for less time, and you have like a metronome going off in your head. But I think it should be rewarded more heavily. I either think it should be rewarded more heavily and it should be a core part of the combat design, or they should remove it. Do you guys guard at all in combat? Tanks do it. Okay. Because I haven't been guarding at all, I'll tell you, this entire time leveling. Why remove it though? What is it taking away from your experience? I think it's better for the design of the game if they remove it and replace it with something else that will fit within the mechanics of the entire game better. Because like, if everybody can guard, but then only one class is using guard, and it's like part of their intrinsic design of they need to guard to do this, then maybe it should be replaced with another ability or something. It's not about taking it away, it's about finding something better. Something that makes more sense. Hold on 1 second. Xaryu is calling me. 1 second. Yo, dude. Dude, how's it going? How's your leveling?
Dude, it's been going pretty good. I ran into you in game and I was trying to get a screenshot and I was following you into that outhouse and then I felt kind of weird about it, so I turned around.
Yeah, I know. It's cool. I usually poop with the door open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's not a problem.
Yeah, so it like wasn't like a weird thing or anything. No, it's all good.
Okay. But, how have you been liking AOC?
Dude, I actually like it a lot. Like a lot of people have like their qualms. I don't know if it's good, but I'm having fun. You know what I mean?
Know if it's good.
Because like a lot of times people are like, is this game good? Should I spend like my life savings on this game? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. But like, what are your life savings, right? But like, so am I having fun playing the game for day one, day two? Yes. Do I have any idea what's going on? Absolutely not. But I do know that I'm enjoying the time that I'm spending playing the game.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that's like a pretty fair assessment. What I've been telling people that have been asking, like, should I spend my money? Is it's like, well, what are your expectations? I think if you have the expectation of you want to spend $50 and play an MMO right now, I would honestly say like probably not, right? But if you want to spend $50 and be a part of the development process of something that might be really sick a year from now or 2 years from now, and you're fine with server downtime and like buggy stuff and like jankiness, whatever, you're fine with that. But like in a couple years, you can be like, yeah, I was early access into this and like I helped kind of create, you know, what this thing could be. Then I'd be like, yeah, that's the person that should spend the 50. Shifting over to Ashes though, because I'm sure a lot of people are tuning in to like kind of figure out what's going on here. What do you think about like getting your mount at like level 2? Do you like that, or do you think that's kind of annoying?
So it's funny because you might think that I would think it's dumb, but I played in the alpha. I played like a couple days in both alphas, and I remember getting my mount. I thought it was moderately annoying the old way, and I think the map is just so big with no like flight paths, with no taxi service with a horse or anything, that it is kind of nice that they give you a mount early.
Okay. I personally think it might be like a little early. Like when I start an MMO, I kind of want to have that like I'm on foot and I'm kind of just like exploring. To me, it seems like if things are too spread out where you need a mount, well then don't spread them out as much.
Yeah.
Right. Like bring everything in to where it's like you can explore on foot for a while. And then when you get that mount, it kind of feels epic. Having said that, it's not like a big deal. And also the mount isn't that fast, right? It's like kind of slow. So it's more just like a slight movement speed increase. But I think for me, it felt like a little weird. But
I think the biggest upgrade for the mount or from the mount isn't even the speed. You have no unit collision when you're on a mount. Like the unit collision stuff is so annoying in a city. Like I think it makes the game feel like super janky.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna ask how you feel about that too. So for people tuning in, you can't actually run through other people in a city. So if I'm trying to run through Esfand, he's standing there. Like I can like jump over him, but I can't just like run through him.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you feel about that?
I'm making a list of like things that they should probably, maybe I called it things to fix. I don't even know if it's things to fix, but it's things that like I wanted to give feedback on. I was like asking chat. So actually this would be fun to do together. But yeah, the first thing I wrote down was the player collision. I just think it makes it feel unnecessarily janky. I think they should tie it to something if they want it. Because apparently the reason they want it, this is what chat said, is they want tanks to have a bigger role in PvP to where they could be like to play more of a disruptive role. And it's not like in a lot of MMOs, being a caster is like, you know, you're wearing cloth armor and, you know, you're supposed to be like more squishy or whatever, but you end up just being so powerful and the range ends up being so good that it's hard to compete. So you need to do something where you can have them play more of a disruptive role while also not making them, or really making the mages and the casters just so weak that they just like die as soon as you make contact with them. So that's something that like every MMO that I've ever played has had like a hard time kind of balancing that. Like even WoW, right? Like how tanky do mages get? You know, after like two, actually, even in Burning Crusade, like they're still pretty beefy. But like by the time you get into like Wrath, Kata, like mages get crazy.
You're saying like mages are like not glass cannons anymore. They're kind of just tanky at some point. Yeah.
Same thing with priests. Priests are crazy. Like a disc priest in WoW is like super tanky by the time you get to Wrath.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So I think they should do something to like, they need to tie the collision to either a PvP flag. Somebody brings up the point, well, what if the other people aren't flagged and you are? I'm like, well, I don't know.
I mean, you could just disable it in towns, but then there's like a continuity problem where like you have one type of gameplay out in the world and then another type of gameplay in the town. And that just like feels weird sometimes. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily a problem, especially because you can jump over people. I just agree with you that it feels like maybe a little janky when you first play. It's just another one of those things that like doesn't feel super smooth. The biggest thing that I liked about Ashes playing it was that it blends action combat with tab targeting combat. And that's actually really cool. Like the fact that you have block, roll, and sprint on a tab targeting game like WoW is like pretty rad. But I think the thing that I liked the least is how it didn't feel like super fluid to me. Like I think the game feels a little janky and like a little kind of like you're running through molasses kind of like it's like a little on the slow end. So like my biggest point of feedback for the devs was like, I want it to feel smoother. I want it to feel like just super smooth. But I also said like, maybe it's a learn to play issue. Like maybe I just have to get better.
Well, no,
right?
no,
like,
there's something there, right? When you're talking about like the smoothness of movement in games, if you look at it historically, look at League versus Dota. League, very snappy movement. There's no turn rate. Dota, It's based off of Warcraft 3, which had a turn rate. So it's a little bit less smooth. Which game became more popular over the years? League kind of took over, right? Dota's still popular, I get it, but League was like the winner in a head-to-head, sort of like what's going to be more popular. Let's look at Fortnite and PUBG, right? I was a PUBG guy, right? PUBG was like the man's game. Fortnite was a kid's game, but Fortnite is so unbelievably smooth that over time it just took over PUBG and it became like the flagship battle royale game, right?
I mean, I agree, bro. And then like with WoW,
WoW, same thing. WoW was way smoother than every other MMO.
I mean, I agree. I think no matter how a game looks, like you want to be able to like log in and have it just be buttery, just absolutely buttery. I don't know if you played Throne and Liberty at all.
Oh no, I didn't.
No.
That was yeah, I got asked to play that, but I didn't play that one.
I didn't play a ton, but I played it on launch and it felt like a little janky. And then they did like an update like 6 months into it where they did just like a movement update, and the movement then felt snappy. And I'm like, oh, this is way like you know, the rest of the game aside, the movement is just like way better now. So yeah. I mean, I don't know if the devs of AOC can like look at what they did there, but it's just like, I think making the movement snappy just feels so good when it's snappy.
So I think one of the things that WoW has going for it that is a big positive when it comes to like trying to design the movement and just the general sort of feel of the game, because it's a strictly tab targeting combat system. So you got your guy targeted and there's some ground target stuff, right? But in reality, it's not like you're doing guarding and sprinting and dodge rolls and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
Whenever you add all these other things in, the movement is now affected by these things, or they affect each other, I should say. So I wonder if that's really why the movement is the way it is now. Because this is actually, I said the same thing to them last alpha. I remember saying, I think they should just straight up copy like WoW's movement. Almost exactly. Not exactly, but almost exactly. But the reason why they can't do it exactly, I think, is because of the action stuff. 14 was not quite like WoW. Whenever a bunch of people started playing 14 was pretty good too. There was like you don't immediately, like if you're strafing back and forth, you don't like insta like 100% speed this way, 100% speed that way. But it's just a very short slowdown. Whereas in other MMOs, like Dark Age of Camelot was one that was like, whenever you were strafing in one direction, you had like some momentum build up to strafe the other direction. And this is kind of like that, but it's not as much.
In WoW, monks have a roll spell, right? And warriors have like a spell reflect. And like rogues have like a sprint, right? So you kind of have like a block in WoW, a roll in WoW, and a sprint in WoW, obviously in a different way, their abilities. But I think like if that's possible, I don't see why you couldn't bring that same movement in with a roll, a block, and a sprint in this game.
Well, so that goes to, I was actually talking about this with the guard, right? With the block. I think the block is like kind of boring. It's you want it for a tank, right? But it should be rewarded more with like an added timing mechanic. But if that's too much, then I think they should just remove it and replace it with something else. That's what I said conceptually. But when you say the sprint, the spell reflect, stuff like that, it kind of makes me realize, without even thinking about it, that's kind of what I was referring to. Is in WoW, they have skills, they have certain abilities, they have spells that are cast that do these things, but it's different because it's just like targeting immediately. It's not like, it's not based on the direction you're facing. It's not like you have an arc to your weapon that's going to hit multiple people like that. Damn, that is a good point. It's funny. I'm almost like convincing myself the other way now after we're like talking this out, because I don't see how they could really do it.
Just to play devil's advocate to like my own point, and I think people in the chat are getting at this, is that you can have jankiness by design and you can have jankiness by accident. If you have jankiness by accident, it's like, okay, this just sucks, let's fix it. But a part of it could be by design. So for example, the reason why some like shooter games have inertia built in, like New World worked this way, was because it wasn't a tab target system. So if you didn't have any inertia, you would never be able to hit anyone. It would be like too snappy to where like people would be able to dodge arrows way too easy. So you almost had to be like, okay, when someone moves directions, they stop for like a second. That's your chance to hit them, right? Yeah. And in a game like this, it might be a game design like perk. It's like, okay, well, we kind of need people to stop moving for a second. That's how you actually like land your stuff. If that's the case, I understand it. But I think from like the the player perspective, it does still come with like, okay, maybe feels janky for a while while you're getting used to that, right?
It's funny, like talking about this kind of stuff out loud, like the more you talk about it, you kind of start talking yourself out of certain ideas, or like whenever you're like playing devil's advocate, you're just constantly starting to think of things that are like, well, then maybe this is this, maybe this is that. And it kind of makes things even more complicated.
Is there any inertia in Counter-Strike?
There is, but it's so small.
Super, super tiny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Counter-Strike's another good example of like
it's smooth, right?
It's just,
like,
smooth.
It's just smooth.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it like fluidity is so important. Actually, I'll take it a step further. I think the tactility of a game is one of the most underrated facets of a game. Nobody really talks about because it's hard to really put it into words because it's a feeling.
Right.
It just, does it feel good or does it feel not good to press WASD, to hold your right click and to turn your mouse? You know, and that's it. Does it feel good or not? Does it feel good to swing your weapon? Like whenever my weapon connects on an enemy, let's say I have a big two-hander. Do you feel like the boom, like that thud? It's like, oh damn,
right.
Okay.
Sound engineering's huge, and then like hit markers, bro. You're talking about like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and you get like a nice hit marker. It's like, oh
yeah.
It feels so good.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The sound, the look, like everything. So.
Yeah.
One of the things I thought New World, I don't know how much New World you played, but
Very little.
New World, bro, you play a lot?
No, just a little.
Just a little. When you got a kill in New World PvP and you killed someone, it was a little, it was just like the most satisfying thing. It's like, I just want to get another kill. Like, I don't know if people in the chat know what I'm talking about. It's like, dink. It's like, bro, like you just want to keep playing to get that noise again. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
So I think like there's something to be said about like the people ask about like what keeps me addicted on WoW or why like maybe why I don't play retail right now. And it comes down to like one principle, and it's, is there an addicting gameplay loop? Is there a gameplay loop that I just want to have happen again and again and again, right? And if there's not an addictive gameplay loop, then I'll usually end up quitting. But if there's like something I'm looking forward to, and in Mage gameplay for a long time, it was like a shatter combo, right? Like it was just fun every time. The sound of that ice lance, the big crits coming up the screen, like on a rep pally, you know, the old hammer of justice, and then you time the auto attack with the judgment crit into it. It's like, that's fantastic.
No, 100%. No, I think you're hitting the nail on the head. It's these little things. Have you played many roguelikes or roguelites lately?
Nah, not really.
So like what happened with Balatro and Vampire Survivors? Like this really started in the last few years. You're playing this game, and I remember, well, I was watching McConnell play Vampire Survivors, and I remember the specific phrase he used. He was like, "This game has no right being as good as it is," and he's right. Like you look at it, and it looks like a Super Nintendo game. It's like, what is happening? It just looks like it's a disaster on the screen, right? It's like confetti is flying everywhere. Like what is happening? But it is so unbelievably fun. But it all comes down to the sound design, how it feels when your abilities hit the opponents or hit the enemies.
Right.
And it's like you're in a casino, right? It's literally the same kind of psychology that people use in a casino to get people addicted to gambling, you know? Like the same kind of, it's like ding, 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 like the coins going off. And all these games are doing this now. Like roguelikes.
What was that game Shroud was playing a few weeks ago? That like the graphics were like terrible. I mean, not just Shroud.
It was maybe Megabonk. We were all playing Megabonk.
Yeah, Megabonk. Megabonk, I think, is like a decent example of that too, right? I didn't play, but it seemed like that was kind of what was going on there too.
100%. Megabonk was like that. I mean, every game kind of has like their own flavor to it, but it just has to be done in a way that like the whole package kind of fits, right? Like we did that with, I mean, the last 3 Mad Mushroom games have all been roguelites.
20 for months code.
And it's like the same sort of thing with like Hellclock, with Night Swarm that just came out, with Conquest Dark. Like they're all just kind of like those noises just kind of hit, and you're like, oh, I like that, right? And it's not the same sort of like casino plinking noises, but it's also just like the way that the sound of the weapon hitting, and it's like this big sword like slices into somebody's bones. Like when those things are satisfying, it's not like a serial killer, but when those sounds are satisfying, it really connects with you like so much.
In Elden Ring, bro, getting a parry on a boss. And then you do like the takedown thing where you like stab them in the eye or the foot or whatever. It feels like amazing, right? It's like, holy crap.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Like the parry noise, it's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Or the critical, like you get a backstab, or it's always so good. Yeah, I love that noise. So no, that's 100% it. I think most of the sounds are pretty good. I think in New World,
I think
or not
the
New
spell
World, sorry,
animations
Ashes.
look great.
The animations are nice.
Sounds are solid. I think like for me, it's just like it's just a little too janky to get into like the smoothness of it. Like I want it like a little smoother. I think now that I'm getting more spells, there is something like a shatter combo in this game, which is like pretty cool. It's pretty addicting, but I don't know.
Well, putting together
need to
combos
play
like that are
more.
really good. I think any game where you have the agency of building your own combos is so valuable. Like to be able to go do that and the players feel good about what they're coming up with it's a huge boon to your game, because it makes them more intrigued and more interested in like researching and trying to test things out and trying to find out new things, and it gets them more invested in the game. So it's super valuable if you can build out a system like that. So yeah, I think you're 100% right. Do you have anything in particular like playing a mage? If you only play the mage, right, so far?
Yeah.
Do you have anything in particular that you're like, oh, I wish that this thing in WoW is something that I could do something similar, or like, oh wow, they had a really good idea with this, and I wonder what this would look like in another game?
I mean, I think the blink looks so cool and it goes so far that it's just like awesome. I think the spell cast animations look sick, and the interactions of the spells together look cool. I think like I'm also not to the level yet, because I don't even have everything unlocked. So I could be, say, for example, like, oh, I would want like a Frost Nova, because I don't really have like a Frost Nova yet.
Right.
But at the same time, maybe there is a Frost Nova. I'm only level 7. I don't know. Like, so I don't really want to complain about stuff that I don't really know about yet.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think my big problem with the Mage isn't anything to do with the spells or the spell interactions or how they interact. It's more that I just feel like I'm walking through molasses. Like when I'm casting, I'm moving so slow. There's not many instant cast spells. When I'm doing my auto attack, I'm moving so slow. So I think the thing that I keep coming back to is it just feels kind of like I'm walking in slow-mo. I don't like that feeling. I want to be able to like move and cast and like jump around, and like the whole like slow-mo movement thing, I think it's like my biggest complaint, right?
Right. The movement really is like the key. Even though this is what I said, I think it's kind of reductive to be like, oh, just copy WoW's movement. Just make it just like WoW. But there's got to be a better way to break it down. Talk about the specific things that make WoW's
Apparently
movement
servers
so good.
are up too. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh. I don't really know what it is, other than just saying like, oh, it's snappy.
I mean, yeah, when you jump, like when you move left, when you move right, when you jump, like anything, it's just like it responds like right away. So people are saying in WoW you can't move while you're casting. That is true, but you can like in classic WoW, you can downrank to like rank 1 Frostbolt, rank 1 Frostbolt kite around, Frost Nova is instant, Fire Blast is instant, Kona Cold is instant, Arcane Explosion is instant, Wand is you stop moving for half a second, then you're full speed again. So the way the gameplay plays in WoW is very fluid and quick, even though you have to stop to move. So that's my point.
It's also, you know exactly what you're getting. Like there's like an expectation there that's like I don't know how to describe it, but sometimes it's more variable, not a variable of I'm moving, I'm not moving, I have a different speed at which I'm moving now, and it's just like I know that I stop and it's exactly 1 second cast, and then you just keep going. It's so much more. There's less that you're thinking about. It just so it doesn't. You don't feel like. Do you get like a physical like feeling of constraint when you get rooted or something? I get that all the time.
Someone in my chat actually said it really well. The combat animations and transitions between the transitions in WoW cancel fast. So you don't need to go through the entire animation. Here, there's like a transition animation. In WoW, it just completely goes to the next spell.
Right.
I think that's kind of what it is. Like there's like this like weird like in-between transition thing that you can kind of feel. Whereas in WoW, it's just like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Maybe it should be like the canceling of the animation or the animation ending should be faster. Do you have
it is
anything
back
that
up.
you can't cast while moving?
In this game, no, I don't think.
Yeah, because I don't have anything either.
Not
So
yet.
I didn't know if there was anything that we had to stop moving.
I think
for.
at the end of the day, like I think there might be good reasons for it, but I think it would be worth experimenting with like snappier versions just to see how the community would respond. Like I think at the very least, it would be worth just like being like, okay, is this something that might be worth checking out, right?
Yeah. One of my viewers said that most classes come online at about level 15 with the skill combos. So
That
maybe
makes sense, right? So like that's why I didn't want to judge the mage at level 7.
yeah.
Like,
No, that's the thing. It's like people ask all the time. You play an MMO for one day, and it's like, oh, is this worth? It's like, dude, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing.
yeah, in WoW at level 5, you're casting Fireball and Frostbolt, and that's it.
Yeah.
like 2 spells. You don't get Shatter combo till like level 30, right?
Well, dude, to be honest, it's kind of like it's kind of impressive how much you can do at such a early level. You know,
In this game, yeah.
compared to WoW. And I guess retail you can do a little bit more, a little bit faster, but like in WoW, there's so many levels that it draws it out a lot. Whereas in this, I mean, by the time I'm level, we're level 6 right now. Like we have like a pretty decent sized kit. I mean, I have more abilities now than I do at level 60 for a paladin. So,
True.
At least more attack. I should say more attacks, not more abilities. More attacks. It's pretty good. What quest are you on, by the way?
Dude, I don't know. I think one of my quests bugged, so I'm trying to figure out like how to get the quest that I bugged out back or something. But yeah, servers are up, so I think I'm gonna get back to leveling. But
Yeah, dude.
that was a good combo to kind of just bounce ideas back and forth for a bit.
Yeah, dude, it was fun.
Yo,
All right.
GG's.
GG's, dude. I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace, bro. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye. That was fun. Talking to Xaryu. Yeah, good talk. Yeah, I think one thing I think they need to do too is I think they need to, like the UI stuff. Yeah. I think they need to fix the UI stuff. That's literally exactly what I was going to say.